Tony Hawk's Underground is probably my favorite Tony Hawk's game. I would probably have said that before I started playing again, but now that I've started playing it on the highest difficulty setting on GameCube, for the first time in years, I am a huge fan of this game. I thought I was kind of memeing myself when I said shit oh man, Tony Hawk's Underground has a really good story with a great antagonist, but no. It does. It just legit has an amazing antagonist and plot. I might try to make an edited video about that, kind of talking about the characterization of the villain of Underground and how it's so good, but that's not really the point I wanted to come across. The point is that the thing that I already knew how the story was good. I remember the story very well. It really stuck with me throughout the years. I actually did think about it while I was becoming in the process of becoming successful, right? You can't trust people if you're a successful, if you're finding success in your life. That's a really good life lesson, I think. The thing that really surprised me though, returning to Tony Hawk's Underground after all this time, is how much I enjoy the game itself. This is kind of the thing that really shocked me about this, because I thought this was when I played it, when I last played it, I thought it was kind of I been there, done that. You're just doing some tricks. It's really simple stuff, but I must have been doing it on a lower difficulty setting, because doing it on sick difficulty, the highest difficulty, with from the beginning with your shitty stats and shit like that, it's crazy hard to pull off some of these lines and pull off these stunts and do the things you have to do. There is some crazy challenges here, and the game really pushes you to get better and learn how and push yourself through them. It feels a lot like you're almost becoming a real pro skater in that regard, because you keep messing up these goals and then you have to keep trying over and over again to accomplish them, right? Whether it's setting a high score or doing a certain trick, or jumping out of a building while doing a certain trick, or grinding on a rail, not to knock down some bottles. It sounds so simple, but it works so well. And it really dawns on me, while I was playing this, wow, we really did lose something in the past 15 years. Ever since 2007, when the soft gaming crash happened and all these smaller companies went bankrupt, right? Because whenever I've been playing a lot of GameCube games, Beautiful Joe, let's see, Wario World, Tony Hawk's Underground, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Well, that's a Wii game, but it's around for the same period. I was playing this game, Star Fox Adventures. I was playing these games again, older games, right, that may not have necessarily been all that well remembered, right? And yet somehow they're a lot more fun, a lot more entertaining, a lot more engaging, a lot more original, a lot more fleshed out, a lot more colorful, a lot more beautiful, have a lot more going on than modern games, which all look and play the exact same. I cannot begin to tell you how refreshing it is to play something like Tony Hawk's Underground and sort of get a different perspective on what a storyline in a video game can actually be. Because it's not about necessarily taking out the antagonist. It's sort of it's just a personal story of you, some skater, becoming famous, and what happens when you go through that process. It's interesting, right? For the same reason that something like Hajime no Ippo is interesting. It's a lifestyle you'll never live, right? But it's interesting to think about and to experience in its own way, right? I love this game. Playing it again, just, even little things, discovering gaps, discovering, cool locations where you can, pull off some sick combos, building your stats, right? If you accomplish certain tasks in the game, you can, raise your stats. So if you get better at the game, your character gets better, as if you are a real professional skater training to compete in real competition. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that original? A lot of people back when Underground first came out were kind of disappointed this was not really a sequel to Pro Skater, but honestly, the fact that they were willing to take such a risk on this, like completely do something different and have it be this successful, like I think this is better than Pro Skater. Like, I really admire Neversoft and what they accomplished here. This game is positively great, and I highly recommend you checking it out.